let's have a look at who remains. And this trade, the TSN's actually put up some top remaining UFAs as of a couple days ago.
Sorry.
Alex Galchenyuk signed for $1 million, $1,005,000. I guess if you want to get specific, I guess they really needed that extra $50,000 in there. And who can blame them?
I was looking that up today. He's made $22.5 million over his career.
It's not bad.
The agent's like, wait,
$150
million? Absolutely not. That is, we need we need a free SUV.
Yes.
Out of this.
Yeah.
Like a free middle line SUV.
Or a nice pickup.
Yeah.
Middle of the line pickup too. So
no snow tires.
I gotta say, Ottawa's done a pretty damn good job this offseason. They've spent some money. They ended up, do you think Ottawa going into this offseason, and I'll include Galch in this, would have expected to walk away with Matt Murray, Evgeny Dodonov, and Alex Galchenyuk, and then have Tierney signed for what he signed for, Connor Brown signed for what he signed for I think it was 4 more years. Like, this is shaping up to be pretty good.
And going forward, they still have their own first, their own second, Columbus's second, San Jose second. I mean, the Ottawa Senators are exactly where they ought to be. And if they end up not being very good, which I still don't think they'll be very good, the amount of, hey, Cedric.
Somebody came to join me.
What's up, the entertainer? Adam's dog is on camera right now. How you doing, bud?
He just wanted to say hi.
He's giving you the little mlem tongue.
He needs a bath, though.
They have a bunch of guys on 1-year deals who could be very appetizing at the trade deadline. Like, we go, Eric Branson. You're telling me no one's going to want him at the deadline?
Somebody's going to pay a 3rd-round pick for him.
Mr. Big Scary probably going to play big minutes this season.
Jim Rutherford wants him back.
Oh, yeah. Goodbranson,
Cece.
Mike Riley, Galchenyuk.
Yeah.
Anisimov is another guy who could be available. It's
solid.
Everything I think is going according to plan.
I'm going to give you the top 10 free agents still available according to TSN. And I want to ask you this. Of the names I name here, and Jesse, I want you to weigh in on this, and I'll have mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, obviously the question is for you first. Who has the most to gain? Who has the most to lose of these top 10? Mike Hoffman, Eric Haula, Corey Perry, Michael Granlund, Anthony Duclair, Sami Vatanen, Zdeno Chara, who may or may not play, Andreas Athanasiou, Carl Soderberg, and Travis Hamonic. Who's got the most to gain here?
Most to gain?
Yeah.
By being a free agent?
Well, by holding out as long as they have. And I'm not saying they have a lot to gain. I'm just saying who's got the most to gain.
Can I say no one?
Sure.
Like, holding out cannot be a strategy this year. It can't be. There's none of this playing hard to get, being all bashful with free agency in 2020. There is no money for you. There's no money for you. So, like, Mike Hoffman,
got the most to lose?
Mike Hoffman's not playing hard to get right now. He can't find a team.
Oh, but there's 6 teams interested. Just ask his agent.
I'm sure he's a consistent 28 goal scorer. Who cannot? That is July 3rd at the latest. Most years. This is why I made a 2019 and a 2020 grade for Kyle Dubas. This guy can't find a team.
I would love to know what was put in front of him October 9th that he turned down.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
Love to see that offer.
Yeah, what's he regretting right now?
I bet he got a Dodonov offer. I bet he got $15 million over 3 years, and he said no, not enough.
Whatever it was,
because he was making 5.19 as of last season.
Whatever it was higher than nothing.
I got a most to gain answer for you.
What do you got?
Sure.
I think Corey Perry, waiting as long as possible, has got a lot to gain.
Don't hate that.
You think
Corey Perry is 35 now, almost at the end of the line. He's gonna want to sign with a cup contender. We're gonna get near into training camp. Some team's gonna be like, okay, we need the old guy to make the push, and Corey Perry's gonna hop on that team. And I think he's gonna have the pick of the litter once training camp rolls around. He's just gonna sign a league min and get on a team that's gonna be competing for a cup.
And I agree with Jesse, because you know what Corey Perry does not need? Money.
No,
exactly.
Estimated career earnings 85, almost 85.8.
Is that a lot of money?
Yeah.
So yeah, the guy with the most to gain is the guy who doesn't need money. He just needs situation.
The guys who are most screwed by all this are the guys looking for their first and maybe second paydays.
I think you guys are looking at this the wrong way.
Oh.
Yeah?
I think you're looking at the immediate future. I think you're too close to the picture or too close to the exposed brick wall to see all of the bricks.
Okay.
You're just seeing the brick in front of you. What I'm saying is you got a lot to gain if you step into the right situation. There are two names on that list that really stick out to me. Erik Haula and Travis Hamonic.
I'm surprised Haula's still available, yeah.
Yeah. Now, centerman, right-handed defenseman. Two most important positions in the game, the most valuable positions. You know a team's going to pick them up. And you know that they're going to be probably on one-year deals because these are very, very good hockey players. I think, depending upon the team that those guys end up at, they have the most to gain because if they go into UFA next year and they have a great season with potentially a bad team, because chances are it's going to be a bad team at this point, all the on-paper good teams have spent their money. You're going to get a lot of ice time and you're going to have a lot of responsibilities thrust on you. I think Travis Hamonic was a little bit buried in the Calgary amazing defensive core that they had. Fair, right? I mean, on most teams, on the Leafs last year, for sure, Travis Hamonic's their top pairing right defenseman. But Calgary had TJ Brody. And they also have Giordano. And they also have they have great young players as well coming up. I think a guy like Hamonic, who is, I believe, 29 or 30. I'm just looking that up right now. He is 30 years old.
Roughly. Yep.
Not only is he going to be a good mentor, apparently he's a great guy. Now, this could be for him geographically dependent. We know that he wanted to be on the west coast of Canada, which is why he was traded out of New York in the first place. I'm wondering if he doesn't end up on a team like Winnipeg and kick some ass.
That'd be a good match, I think.
I think it would be a perfect match. And then you look at Erik Haula, another guy that's probably on a very good team is the third line center. On a not so good team, he's the second line center. There's lots of teams looking for center depth. Erik Haula could put, what did he have? 35 points last year? 24 points last year.
Hall
But
of Fame.
He only played 48 games. So that's a guy that can get you almost 50 points. If he puts up 50 points as a centerman, that's big money. And I think those two guys have the most to gain. They just have to pick a situation, frankly, where they're going to have more responsibility, which means the lesser of the talented teams. I'm talking Ottawa. I'm talking Detroit. I'm talking New Jersey. I'm talking Chicago. And in Chicago's case, you get to play behind Jonathan Toews. And you get to play with Duncan Keith.
There's a bunch of teams. There's a bunch of teams, man, where I'm so confused as to where they stand. Like, I'm looking at the Bruins right now. And the reason they caught my eye is their cap space is over 6.6 million.
Yep.
And all these names, I'm just like, holy God. Like, they're a cup contender. It is. And they're a cup contender to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have to re-sign Jake DeBrusk. Okay, that takes up some money. What if they bring back Zdeno Chara? Okay, that takes up some money. And they're probably not going to have much left. Cap Friendly has all three of Pasternak, Marchand, and Kevin Miller on injury reserve right now.
Why? Oh, because they're getting worked on.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Marchand, that was announced right after the season that he was getting, it was knee or something.
Okay. But like, so then those guys come off. Are they now astronomically over the cap? Like, right. It's very confusing.
Well, we'll see how it goes. But I think those are the two guys that have the most to gain. Let's also not let this episode pass without a quick shout out to Joey Moss, who was a huge part of the Oilers organization for more than 30 years. He was there during the Gretzky Cup years. He was also part of the Edmonton CFL team's years. A guy that sang the national anthem and a treasure in Edmonton and an all-around good guy that everybody loved. And I love that picture of Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky, and Joey. So rest in peace to Joey. Shout out to his family in Edmonton. You will be missed. What a great character and an amazing part of the game and an amazing part of Edmonton sports, right?
Yeah, seeing all of the photos and memories being shared this week, it really put a smile on my face. You know, it was just a happy dude who helped a lot lot of people.
And I love that. I love that Gretzky was like, "Hey, man, they even traded me." And they couldn't get rid of Joey. Like Joey's the guy. Joey is Edmonton.
You're going to tear
cool.
up.
Yeah, right?
He's been around. He's been around a long time, and I've seen. I guess maybe I'm weird about how people with disabilities are portrayed. Sometimes I think it's easy to what is the word? Almost make them sound like kids.
Almost patronize them.
That's a good one. And also just kind of make them into a mascot almost. And Joey Moss was absolutely not that. He was part of their culture. He was part of their team. He was everyone's coworker. He was everyone's friend. And if you want to know what he meant to the Edmonton Oilers, read what everyone's saying about him. Wayne Gretzky, Mark Spector, everyone who ever played for or covered the Oilers. Craig Simpson does both. He had something to say. Anyone who was ever involved with the Oilers in any way, even just as a fan, had something good to say about Joey Moss.